Okay, so we're back on track. We've solved the dampness issue that I presented in the last couple of episodes. Only cost about $3,000 in the end, slightly less than what I was expecting. We now have our room configuration, so we can actually work out how much per room we're likely to get. Hopefully it'll make our €2,000 per month target in total. So to fix the water problem that we had, or the humidity problem that we had, it turns out our builder knew a few different products. We tested a couple. The one that worked was a waterproofing render. We cleared out all of the bricks. The good thing is he gave us a 10-year guarantee. We fixed a couple of the structural issues, which weren't as bad as we actually thought. So it looks like we're a couple of €1,000 over budget. Still fantastic returns if you look at the numbers themselves. Last time I said it was around €70,000 out of pocket. It looks like it's around €73,000 out of pocket. When you consider we're aiming for €2,000 per month, still a great return on a €70,000 investment. So now I'm going to take you to the apartment itself. We're going to do a bit of a walk around, see the work that has been done. So great to see we've got the plans pretty much everywhere we look at the new construction site. Here is, along here, where you can see all the grey, is actually the anti-moisture silicone that's gone in. We've put in a lot, so all along the walls, along everywhere you can see this, and you can also see at the bottoms we've actually drilled it into the walls. So far so good. In terms of the planning, so this central area will be the kitchen and kind of hangout room. Down here we're going to have an ensuite in the corner. We'll go through the plans in a little bit more detail later. There's a bedroom area here, another bedroom just here. We're going to have a connected bathroom. You might remember we wanted to have 2 bathrooms. We can't fit 2. We're going to have one to share between this room here and another room right in the center here. And then of course the kind of the larger room, which is just in here, quite a nice one. We're going to have a bathroom in the corner just there. So finally, we are in a position to talk a little bit about the second biggest driver in terms of the return on investment that we've got, and that is around the plan and how much we can actually get per room. So first of all, a bit of a comment. We got the previous place, as I showed you in previous videos, really run down, pretty bad shape. We had one kind of dingy bathroom at the end of the property over here. We had a kitchen area, we had a living area, and 2 bedrooms. So not really conducive to maximizing the return on investment and an HMO. First of all, I don't use an architect. I use an app, a fantastic little app. There's a lot of them out there. Some are free, some aren't. I pay around, I think, €10 a month for mine. It's actually called Magic Plan. The advantage is I can have discussions, usually via text, with the builder, and then immediately send him through a link to what we were discussing in the form of the plan itself. So it saves a lot of money that way. Means that we can make edits to the plan in real time. So based on the current situation, we are now looking at the new version of this plan, which is or the layout. The key question now is how much we can actually get per room. So if we just scroll through this, we've got bedroom or room 1 with its own ensuite. The market currently gets around $550 per month. Obviously that's got full use of the kitchen and common area just out the front of that. Room 2, it has a shared bathroom with bedroom 3. So you're looking at around 480, a little bit less because of the shared bathroom. Room 3, 480 as well. Room 5 with its own ensuite again, a little bit smaller than room 1, so around 550. So that gives us a total of a little bit over our target of 2,000 euros per month. Obviously, we need to deduct expenses from that. We can talk about expenses later. In the first video that we had, I presented that the out-of-pocket costs for this project are likely to be 70, given the issue around the humidity, probably closer to 73. If we look at 2,000 euros per month, that gives us a return of around 24,000 euros. And obviously we'll take out some expenses there, but still quite a significant return for a 74,000 euro investment. And of course, this is really important. This is our 10th property, and it's bringing us much closer to what I predefined as what we would need to be financially free. So that's the number there. This is why I'm making the video. I'm really excited about this. I guess, you might be questioning the 480 plus a room number. It's a lot. I use a few aggregator real estate sites to actually build out the business case prior to doing anything. I kind of hypothesize around what the layout is likely to be. I look, at what neighboring areas or even neighboring streets are bringing in on, for example, Idealista, and there's some rental. There's the rental section that I look up and see what they are bringing in, and I actually subscribe to a number of Facebook user groups of people looking for property, so I can just understand where people are looking. They often include their budget in that, and I try and respond accordingly, and we target areas based on that. So this brings me to the conclusion of this episode. Perhaps a really good conduit to our next episode is actually talking a little bit about the real estate market, especially the real estate market for renters. I've invited our agent and fellow investor, in fact, someone who inspired me to actually get into this, so Yi Lu. She's a friend as well. She's going to talk a little bit about what the market's doing, and of course a 10th apartment update. I'm hoping the walls can start going in, so I'll be looking at that in a couple of days' time, and hopefully give you a walkthrough as well. So again, like, follow, subscribe, and also comment. I'd be really interested in what your thoughts are. Are we charging too much? Is this unfair given the market, given the high demand that's going on, or do you reckon that this is fair and we're just trying to make a reasonable return on our money? I'd be really interested in your thoughts. A potentially contentious topic, so very interested. So I'll speak to you next time.